नमस्कार, गुड इवनिंग टू ऑल। आपका दोस्त और होस्ट सुनील। आप तमाम लोग जो पार्टिसिपेट जुड़े हैं दोस्तों आज के इस वेबिनार में मैं स्वागत करता हूं। आप सभी का वंदन करता हूं जो लाइव देख रहे हैं यूट्यूब पे, उन सभी का दोस्तों। साथ ही हमारे जो वेबएक्स पर, सिस्को वेबएक्स पर जो प्यारे प्यारे पार्टिसिपेंट्स हैं जो इस नॉलेज शेयरिंग प्लेटफॉर्म में जबरदस्त भागीदारी करते हैं, आते हैं, तो उन सभी का मैं स्वागत करता हूँ। और ये लाइव हो चुका है हमारा कार्यक्रम। तो हम आज के इस वेबिनार का सब्जेक्ट बताते हैं दोस्तों। ये महासेवा, महाराष्ट्र सोसाइटी वेलफेयर एसोसिएशन और एमएनएस मीडिया न्यूज सर्विस का ये की तरफ से ये आयोजित वेबिनार में आप सभी का फ्री वेबिनार में स्वागत करता हूं। दोस्तों आज का हमारा टॉपिक है स्टेट कोऑपरेटिव इलेक्शन अथॉरिटी, एसीईए। एसीईए इज द इन चार्ज ऑफ अथॉरिटी टू कंडक्ट इलेक्शन ऑफ कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटी इन स्टेट ऑफ महाराष्ट्र। दोस्तों इस सब्जेक्ट पर, इस विषय पर प्रकाश डालेंगे। मेहनत की काफी पीपीटी बनाया है इन्होंने और तमाम हाउसिंग सोसाइटी के मामलों के जानकार है। हमारे आज के कीनोट स्पीकर है मिस्टर उदय शंकर जी का मैं स्वागत करता हूं, वार्म वेलकम करता हूं। साथ ही दूसरा हमारा सब्जेक्ट है दोस्तों, महत्वपूर्ण क्लाउड सॉफ्टवेयर से रिलेटेड है, मेडिकल असिस्टेंट फॉर सोसाइटी विथ नो बोकर हुड। मिस्टर अक्षय ग्रोवर, डिप्टी हेड, सिटी हेड, मुंबई नो बोकर हुड के जुड़ेंगे। तो ये भी इस विषय पर प्रकाश डालेंगे, अवेयरनेस करेंगे आप तमाम लोगों को। और दोस्तों हमारे तमाम इस विषय के जो आप तमाम लोगों के जो सवाल होंगे चैट बॉक्स में, और जो वो सवाल हमारे आज के जो हमारे मॉडरेटर हैं, हमारे विशेष सहयोगी है मिस्टर ए पिंटो। मिस्टर ए पिंटो का मैं स्वागत करता हूं। और हमारे विशेष सहयोगी हैं आज के हमारे इस विषय के मॉडरेटर उदय शंकर जी, के बारे में वो बताएंगे। हम आगे बढ़ते हुए आज के इस हमारे महत्वपूर्ण सब्जेक्ट दोस्तों, एसीईए कोऑपरेटिव इलेक्शन अथॉरिटी का क्या कामकाज है, किस तरह से वो कंडक्ट करते हैं इलेक्शन और कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटी में पूरे महाराष्ट्र भर में, इसका हालचाल और पूरा खाका तैयार किया है एक प्रेजेंटेशन पीपीटी के रूप में मिस्टर उदय शंकर जी ने। मिस्टर के उदय शंकर जी आज हमारे इस विषय के कीनोट स्पीकर हैं। मैं उनका स्वागत करता हूं और बड़े ही खूबसूरत लाइन के साथ में मैं उनका स्वागत करूंगा। उन्होंने काफी जीवन में उतार चढ़ाव देखे हैं और मेरा मेरा उनसे जिस तरह का नाता है उदय शंकर जी से, उन्होंने उनका जो जीवन की यात्रा, उतार चढ़ाव बताए, उन पर बड़ी खूबसूरत लाइन ये फिट भी होती है। और दोस्तों वो मतलब ये कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटी में एज ए एक्सपर्ट, एज ए कीनोट मतलब कंसल्टेंट आए हैं, बड़े ही उससे संयोग और उससे आए हैं और काफी सारी दूसरी फील्ड में भी रहे हैं। तो मैं यही कहूंगा उनके लिए, नहीं रहता कोई शख्स अधूरा किसी के बिना, नहीं रहता कोई शख्स अधूरा किसी के बिना, वक्त गुजर ही जाता है, गुजर ही जाता है, कुछ खोकर कुछ पाकर भी, कुछ खोकर कुछ पाकर भी, वक्त गुजर ही जाता है, कुछ खोकर भी और कुछ पाकर भी। तो आज आपको उदय शंकर जी 15 साल 18 साल में जो भी हाउसिंग सोसाइटी में जो पाया है वो बताएंगे और तमाम अपने राज खोलेंगे। इन्होंने कि इलेक्शन अथॉरिटी पे जो बताए हैं, किस तरह से इलेक्शन कोऑपरेटिव इलेक्शन अथॉरिटी के कामकाज है उसके लिए। तो और हमारे दूसरे हमारे विषय पे जुड़ेंगे तो उनका भी मैं स्वागत करूंगा। साथ ही आप तमाम लोगों के लिए मैं आपको हमारे जो मिस्टर अस्टिन पिंटो, ए पिंटो साहब हैं, बड़ी अच्छी शख्सियत हैं और ये खुद से ही हमारे महासेवा के विशेष सहयोगी हैं। आज के हमारे इस विषय के मॉडरेटर है। तमाम सवाल जब सवाल लेंगे क्वेश्चन हमारे उदय शंकर जी से, तो बड़े ही हमारे इत्र की तरह खूबसूरत पर्सनालिटी है मिस्टर पिंटो। मिस्टर पिंटो का भी मैं स्वागत करूंगा क्योंकि आगे की बागडोर उनको देने के लिए मैं बड़ी खूबसूरत लाइन के साथ उनका स्वागत करूंगा। तारीफों के मोहताज नहीं होते अच्छे लोग, तारीफों के मोहताज नहीं होते अच्छे लोग, क्योंकि फूलों पर इत्र नहीं लगाया जाता, क्योंकि फूलों पर इत्र नहीं लगाया जाता। और साहब आपका जो काम है, आपकी जो आवाज है पिंटो साहब, वो इत्र की तरह महके और आपने जिस तरह से इच्छा जाहिर की महासेवा के साथ में, इस तरह से सोशल वर्क के साथ में जुड़ने की, लोगों को अवेयर करने की, एजुकेट करने की, वो इत्र की तरह साहब वो आपकी ज्यादा तक पहुंचे। इस तरह से मैं आपका स्वागत करते हुए आगे की इस मंच की जवाबदारी आपको सौंपता हूं। आप उदय शंकर जी का संपूर्ण परिचय दें और उनको इनवाइट कीजिए। प्लीज वेलकम मिस्टर पिंटो।
Thank you so much, Mr. Sunil Sharma. You are a pillar of this platform. I have said this time and again, and we thank you on behalf of all the participants here for doing this day in and day out, every single day since March. Thank you once again. And we also like to put on record my thanks to Mr. Ramesh Prabhu for giving us this platform. It has been a wonderful platform for all of us for the various topics that have come, and it has educated all of us in a tremendous manner. So I'm quite happy to be part of this platform. It is my privilege also to introduce Mr. Uday Shankar ji. He's got such a wealth of knowledge. More than 25 years, if I may say, more than 25 years of in this field of the cooperative housing society. Let me just give you a little brief before we can go into the meeting. He has been a member of the cooperative segment since the year 1999. Okay, which is a long innings. Okay, and he's got almost 16 years of practical experience in the registration of cooperative housing societies, and almost 3 years of practical experience in the conveyance and deemed conveyance till the year 2015. He took quite a number of managerial courses programs from the Yashwantrao Chavan Pratishthan, and he's passed these exams in the 2015. Again in 2018, he attended managerial courses from the Navi Mumbai Cooperative Housing Federation. He's passed that examination also in the 10th batch. And what is one of the achievements is that from the 11th batch, he's now become a faculty member of the Navi Mumbai Cooperative Housing Federation. The 13th batch lecture is scheduled for tomorrow, and he's going to be part of that. He's also a faculty of the Apex Training Institute, that is in Pune, on cooperative training and education since 2017. One of his biggest achievements is to have founded the Uran Taluka Cooperative Federation Limited. This is in Uran in the year 2016, December. He was also the secretary of the federation till 2019 May. Now, he has traveled extensively in various districts of Mumbai, Raigad, and Pune to give lectures on various topics of cooperative housing societies. And we are privileged also to have him onto the Mahaseva platform. He's been associated with this platform since June 2020. And he's been lecturing on the various topics through webinars and conferences which he has been taken. This gentleman has got more than 22 to 25 years of experience. So I'd rather like to give him the floor on the floor just now for you to take forward. You're welcome. It's like I said, it's a privilege to have people like you, Mr. Sharma, and all on this platform. You've all been a tremendous source of inspiration and education more for all of us.
Before I start, I would like to thank Mr. Ramesh Prabhuji for actually, as Pinto sir has said, yeah, but it's a wonderful platform and which he has given to all of us for free of cost. Mind you, this is free of cost. And not only that, the more we spread the knowledge, the more the knowledge we get actually. And I am also, apart from being a trainer or a lecturer or a keynote speaker, I am also an ardent student of today's speaker, the other speaker. Thank you, Sharmaji, for being constantly in touch and associated with Mahaseva for the webinar with your indefatigable energy since March 2020. And thank you, Pinto ji, also. I would like to tell you that ever since the 97th constitutional amendment has taken place, there were a lot of changes and amendments in the various cooperative acts. So we are concerned with the MCS Act. The changes were done in the various states. However, the main changes that have been done in MCS Act is basically the cooperative training and education. And apart from that, the election of all the cooperative societies in the state of Maharashtra was to be conducted through an authority called the State Cooperative Election Authority. This amendment has been done in the Indian Constitution way back in 2011, and thereafter in the bylaws of 2014, this particular segment was actually incorporated, and ever since then, all the cooperative societies, I'm talking about prior to 9th March 2019, all the cooperative societies, including housing, were supposed to conduct elections through the State Cooperative Election Authority. However, post 9th March 2019, elections of the board managing committee of all the cooperative societies are are to be done by state cooperative. However, for housing, a separate chapter was incorporated, and societies having membership up to and below 250 were excluded from this particular segment. Now, the societies having membership below 250 can conduct their elections at their own level. However, the rules are not yet formed and not yet known. Not yet known for societies having members less than 250. I'm talking only about the housing. Now, the State Cooperative Election Authority is a person who has held the post not below the rank of Secretary of State Government, and he shall be appointed by the Governor of Maharashtra under the recommendation of the state government. He is more or less like an from the administrative Indian administrative service. He is basically appointed by the Governor of Maharashtra after the recommendation of the state government. Post of the State Cooperative Election Authority is to be held for a period of 3 years, which can be further extended by 2 years. However, State Corporation Election Authority shall retire at the age of 65 years. The election of the committee shall be held before the expiry of the existing term. Normally, what happens? Most of the housing societies, they do not know when to conduct elections. They try to conduct elections after the tenure is over, which is wrong. Elections have to be conducted. Like for example, I'll give you an example. अमेरिका में अभी जो elections हो गया, I mean elections हो गया, so that is actually before Trump can resign, before his tenure gets over. Similarly, here also elections need to be conducted before the tenure of the committee is over, so that there can be a proper and smooth transition of the committee. State Cooperative Election Authority has divided cooperative societies as under. Type A societies include all state level cooperative societies, federations. I am not talking about the word housing over here. I'm talking about the cooperative societies, which includes even housing societies. I don't think there are any housing societies which are actually having jurisdiction state level, but then we can also include all societies which are having jurisdiction over state level and federations. They are actually inducted into type A. Type B are all district level cooperative societies, federations. Your Bombay Federation also comes under type B because it's a district federation having jurisdiction only up to Bombay level. It doesn't have up to the other levels. So that comes under type B. Type C are all cooperative housing societies. I have excluded the other societies over here. I have included only the cooperative housing society. All cooperative housing societies having more than 250 members. This is after 9th March 2019. And type D societies are all CHEs having members up to 250. To conduct elections of the C type, of course, I have excluded the D type because societies can conduct elections at their own level. To conduct elections of the C type cooperative society, the SCAA shall appoint a ward level or a taluka level returning officer from the cooperative department. The ward or taluka returning officer shall appoint an assistant to him, assistant RO from the department to help them conduct elections. The committee of the society shall inform the returning officer about election 6 months in advance before the expiry of their term. 4 copies of the provisional list of members of the society shall also be enclosed with the committee's letter. The committee has to write a letter to the returning officer or to the deputy registrar, or in case he has got the jurisdiction. The 4 copies of the provisional list they have to submit there with the name of the member in alphabetical order. Then thereafter the sex, the gender, the age, the flat number, and all those things, the details one needs to submit. For the reason being is some of the names are common for both the genders. Madhu may be a lady, Madhu may be a gent. Similarly, Kiran may be a lady, Kiran also can be a gent. So that is why the gender specification also is given over there. The returning officer shall decide about election and display the provisional list of members on the society's notice board. Any claims or objections, once the provisional list is actually stuck on the different wings or the notice boards of the society, if there are many wings in a particular society, you can stick these things in the various staircase levels, various entry exit point, the details of the provisional list. Claims and objections from members on provisional list in writing shall be invited within 5 days from the date of publication of the list. The reason being, as I said, Mr. Kiran, Mrs. Kiran. There could be a difference. And at the time of voting, the problem could arise. The gender wise, similarly, the name Madhu, Madhu, Madho. I mean, it depends individually how they see it's a proper name, it can be spelled anyway. But then if certain member has got objection, or if somebody is not made a member in the society for want of, some documents remaining, so they also can actually object to it, and then there can be rectification to it. The returning officer shall decide. No, sir, back. The returning officer shall decide on claims on objection received within 2 days from the last date declared for receipt of the same. Any objections on the date of election will not be considered, it will not be valid. So any objection one needs to take, if one wants to take it, it should be done immediately after the provisional list is stuck on the notice board. Final list of voter shall be published on the next day. The list, how is he going to sort out the issues? The receipt of nomination will be 5 days from the date of publication of election program. Whoever want to actually contest elections, they have to give their nomination. Now, nomination is based on different categories. General category. If I want to contest election, I need to specify it whether I want to contest election from the general category or from the reserved category. Of course, I am not a lady, so I cannot contest. From the women's category, or rather, a woman, if she wants to contest, then she needs to give, or she needs to file the nomination form and declare whether she wants to contest from general category, from the ladies category, or from the reservation category. Publication of list of nomination received next day after last date. Scrutiny of nomination. Now, why the scrutiny of nomination is required? The reason being there could be certain defaulters who want to contest election and come on to the board of directors or rather board of managing committee. So in that case, if in case there is certain claims and objections, you can actually take objection. The other members can take objection. That is why there is scrutiny of nomination, or rather the criteria is not fulfilled. I am trying to contest for an OBC category, and I do not belong to the backward class. So naturally, my nomination will be rejected. Thereafter, withdrawal of nomination. 15 days from publication of list. Now, this withdrawal is if somebody does not want to contest, he changes his mind at the last moment. Or in case if there are, say, for example, for a society consisting of 100 members, 11 members have to be in the committee. And for the general category, there has to be 6 members. And instead of 6 members, there are 7 contesting for the general category. And if one of them wants to withdraw, he can also withdraw his nomination. That is 15 days from the publication of the list. Publication of contest list next day after the above. Now, polling date 5 days after the above. Counting of ballots immediately after polling. Declaration of results immediately after counting. This is the trend which actually takes place on a day of election. Appeal against rejection of nomination to be made within 3 days. The appeal has to be made to the registrar within 10 days. Okay, the registrar will decide on this issue because election cannot be held on perpetuity. It cannot be delayed. So naturally, the unlike in other cases where the registrar takes 2 or 3 months to decide on a certain subject, certain issue, here he has to actually give the decision immediately. Returning officer to inform election results to ward chief election officer within 2 days. Once the committee is formed, it doesn't mean the office bearers are actually elected. It's like to give you an example. We have elected the BJP to power. We have voted the BJP to the power, but we have not elected Narendra Modi as the Prime Minister of India, nor have we elected Mrs. Nirmala Sitharaman as the Finance Minister, nor have we actually elected Nitin Gadkari as the Transport Minister. They the elected representative would elect. Similarly, here also the ward chief election officer to direct the returning officer to hold elected committee meeting to choose the office bearers within 10 days. Election shall be held as per Rule 75 for societies that are C-type. The term of the committee shall be 5 years. Committee shall provide all books, records and necessary help, cooperation to the State Cooperative Election Authority to conduct proper elections. The dissolved committee members cannot be elected or get appointed on committee for next full term of new committee. On willful failure on the part of the committee to conduct election, it shall attract action from registrar of cooperative societies under 77 of the Act as under, that is dissolution of the committee, appointment of committee or of authorized officers consisting of 1 to 3 members of the society or outside the society to look after the affairs of the society and to hold elections of new committee by informing the State Cooperative Election Authority. The election fund shall be maintained by every society, and the society shall deposit in advance expected expenses of election as estimated by the State Cooperative Election Authority. If the society fails to pay the election expenses, if the society fails to pay the election expenses, the registrar can recover the money by issuing a recovery certificate as arrears of land revenue. So societies which feel actually भाई आपको पैसा भरने की जरूरत नहीं है, नॉर्मली होता नहीं, पहले ही पैसा भरना पड़ता है, thereafter the returning officer will come into your society. Cooperative Housing Society to send letter requesting to conduct election to State Cooperative Election Authority, Deputy Registrar Cooperative Societies of Ward, as the case may be, giving information in the following format. Election rules जो है E2 से चालू होता है. E2 report to be submitted by the committee 6 months in advance before the expiry of its tenure. Name, address, and register number of the society. This is the register, not register. Register number. Register number. There's a typing error. Register number of the society. Declaration date of election result of committee. Expiry date of the term of the present committee. Names of constituents as per the bylaws. Name of the committee members to be elected in each constituency, and then the remarks. Next slide, sir. Then the secretary needs to give a certificate that the society shall prepare voters list as per members prior to the date and or before the expiry of 120 or 150 days before the elections are held. The information furnished in the form E2 is as correct and derived from the records of the society. The particulars to be included in the provisional voters list shall be according to rule number 6. It is here where the documents, certain documents of the society are very, very important, and they are considered permanent document. The I register, the J register are supposed to be are termed as the permanent documents and need to be kept with the society as long as the society is in existence. So that is why from the the records, the details are derived from the records of the society. What are the records? It could be either I register, it could be J register, it could be the share certificate, or it could be the AB form which has been issued to the society at the time of registration of society. One needs to submit provisional list of voters as on the date. Date has to be given as on date which date you are submitting. So you'll have to submit the provisional list of voters, name and address of the society, registration number and date, total members as on date of publication of provisional list. Certain times what happens, the membership of a particular person may be in dispute. And then in case if he is not considered as a member, but then we'll have to publicize that by he is not a member, we'll have to intimate them and the actual members. Added to it, if a person is having more than one unit, he will be considered as one member only. Though his name may be actually written in the E form and the statement of list given, but he is eligible only for one vote. For multiple units, holding multiple units, he can actually vote only once only. Total eligible voters as on date of publication of provisional list, and this is how the details are given. Serial number, member's name in alphabetical order, starting with surname. Starting with surname. For example, Mr. Pinto, his surname is Pinto. He will not be first. His membership may be one. He could be the chief promoter, just as a chief promoter is supposed to be the first member of a cooperative housing society. The president is supposed to be the first, citizen of the country. The governor is supposed to be the first citizen of the state. Similarly, mayor is supposed to be the first citizen of the city. And similarly, chief promoter is supposed to be the first member of the registered society. So, Mr. Pinto, he could be the chief promoter. He was the chief promoter of the society. However, since his surname is starting with P, so alphabetical order, his name will not come first. Somebody with the surname A, his name will come first, and thereafter the names. So thereafter the names in alphabetical order, again starting with A, sequences वहाँ से होगा. Because sometimes it so happens, common surname का there may be more than one individual. There could be one member. तो वो हिसाब से करना पड़ेगा. देन मेंबर का क्या बोलता है शॉप नंबर या फ्लैट नंबर, उनका एज, जेंडर एंड देन एड्रेस. These are the details which has to be given, and more than 250 because we are talking about C-class societies. Then the certificate has to be issued that the details given are as per the I registered maintained by the society and on which date it has been given. वो लिख के देना है. This has to be submitted to the registrar office or to the returning officer. So this is what I had to tell. Concluded my chapter today's webinar.